we took vacation, didn't get to spend it with my kids. I have 4 kids, 4 grandkids, or 3, 1 on the way. But I was losing everything, and I traveled. I was never home. My husband, he's a power lineman, so he was never home. He traveled for work, I traveled for work, and our kids was missing out. When I come home, I decided, yeah, I'm not a stay-at-home mom. Okay. I love my kids, but I'm not that person. Because I'm constantly busy. That's what I was always taught. Stay busy. You're doing something. And I feel guilty sometimes when I only put in 2 hours a day. I was like, yeah or no, something's wrong. But I started 24 hours after I set up this program. Within 24 hours, I did over $13,000.
Crazy.
I found this program because I was not going to stay at home, right? But I didn't want to be in the corporate burnout. But I found it because one of the women that I worked with in network marketing, so I'm a serial network marketer also, she had just made a post. We didn't have $900 a day then. We only went up to $600. And Michelle started and only went up to $300. So like, we've come a long way. But since we have launched Legacy in April, since Michelle launched Legacy in April, we've done over $200,000. So on top of all that, because I'm getting ready to hand you to the next person, she is my business partner. Her and I met through Legacy, and we have joined forces, and we now own the Tech Gals, and we build websites, we do all the things on top of everything else. Oh, and in June of last year, my husband quit working for a contractor for Powerline, and he come home, and I fully funded his tree service business.
Yes.
That does very well. Yes. So here is Jamie, and I'll let her go from here.
Yes,
Okay.
very good.
I have to say, I am very nervous. Yes, I have an intense fear of speaking. Oh, so center myself real quick. Hello, I'm Jamie. You already know that Dawn's my business partner. I'm gonna go into, oh, I'm nervous. Oh. So I got into, let me go back. I came up in corporate. I've always had corporate jobs up until 2018. Dealt with, it was insane. Ended up, I'm like, I don't want to work for anybody anymore. Like, I just knew that there was a better way. I got into network marketing. I was in network marketing for probably about 10 years, and I did really well. I was in the leader ranks. I did really well, but then it was just another form of a job to me. I was so burned out. I was tired of being in the DMs. I was going live every single day for hours a day. If I didn't work, my team didn't work. And I was just so exhausted. So I kind of let that go. My husband and I decided to open a brick and mortar business. And we did that we tried to open it in 2020, but we all know what happened in 2020. So in 2021, we opened a brick and mortar business. Again, it was just trading time for money, even though it was our own, we loved it, everything like that. So fast forward to 2023, we got hit with a curveball. My husband got really sick in January of 2023. He ended up in the hospital, almost died from a ruptured colon, spent 5-6 months in and out of the hospital. And all I could think about was, I need to find a way to bring in money to where I'm not tied to a store, tied to a job, so I could take care of him. Because I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like, I didn't know how much care he was gonna need or anything like that. So I was asking God, I was like, please show me something that's not MLM, that's not another job. I did like DoorDash, Uber. Like, I needed something where I could be at home and do from anywhere. So I saw a post on Facebook. It was just like a written post. I'm like, okay, what is this? And I bought it. I didn't know what it was. I had no idea. So I was just like, let me do it and I'll figure it out later. And when I did that, because of everything that was happening, which is why mindset is so powerful and important, because of everything that was happening in my life, I didn't make any money right away. I had maybe 2 sales after a month, and then nothing. I had nothing, but something told me not to quit. So I just plugged in, I focused on my mindset. I just knew that I had something, but I didn't know what it was. And then when Michelle announced the launch of Legacy, I was like, oh my God, this is great. And at the end of March, I made a decision. I said, you know what? I'm going all in. I'm gonna do it for a year. I didn't put money to it. I didn't do anything. I said, I'm giving this everything I have for 1 year. And after a year, I'll see where I land. I made the decision April 1st. And then April I made $3,000, May I made $6,000, June I made $12,000, July I made almost $20,000. That's when Dawn and I joined forces and we created our own product. And it's just been snowballing from there. So mindset is so important. Don't give up. Even if you've never had a sale, it's going to happen. You will break through. I am proof of that. So. Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. You know that song? I always feel like somebody watching me. How many in you here have never heard my story? So a few of you have never. I get to tell it again. Sometimes you say the same thing over and over and you're like, aren't you guys tired of hearing it? Sorry, I stand still. It's hard. I like to fidget. Legacy Builder flipped my life. You know that. I say it all the time. Somebody sent this to me in a DM. I didn't see a post. And I bought it because she was doing it. And I sat on it for 5 months. A lot of people don't know that. How many of you are sitting on it, afraid to do a video, never made a sale, not doing anything? I did that for 5 months. I was selling weight loss products, had a big team, making $45 a month.
Come on.
Good.
That's all right. Because one day.
Thought it was something big, working full-time, homeschooling Tessa. I just thought that's all there was. And I had this thing sitting here that I had bought, and my sweet little husband's like, didn't you buy something? Are you going to do anything? You paid $600 for this. I'm like, well, I don't have my website set up. I bought it 5 months ago, so I had somebody do that. We got on a cruise and made $1,200 in 8 days. And I was on TikTok. I just posted some crappy videos going down the road, and they're still crappy. Like, they're still the same, because that's me. But my thing that I think being here has brought out of me is for 5 months, I watched her. I watched that beautiful blonde that had great punctuation, that looked always put together, and then there was me. If you've seen me on live, you know what I look like on a normal basis. It's not this, okay? Right? And I'm like, well, my stuff's not gonna look like her. You guys ever thought that about Michelle and Neil? Because the Lord made you, and He made me. He made us all different. But, I mean, you all know me. My face is everywhere. But I was so in my head because, I mean, she's making a lot of money, but I don't look like that. I live in a trailer. Come on, I can't do that. So when I finally was like, all right, I'm going to do it, I just cut the knife from MLM. That's literally what I did, like overnight. I just cut it off and never spoke about it again. I held on to it because that's all I'd ever known. 21 years. I figured it up last night.
Really?
When you were talking, I had started selling Pampered Chef when I was 18, right out of high school. You know, Tupperware, Mary Kay, you guys ever done that? Lugging that crap in the house? That's all I'd ever known. So, for 5 months though, I compared me to her. And I didn't have somebody to call and say, hey, I need help. Because the lady I bought from doesn't do this anymore. but I was scared because I was trying to make myself like her. You guys ever had that thought? But you're not there. And if you get anything, you're going to get so much. Like, you don't even know what's coming, right, Michelle?
Right.
Your story has so much behind it that somebody else needs to hear. Somebody needs to hear what you have to say. How many of you have ever seen me on a TikTok live before? All right. It's crazy, right? You never know what's going to happen. It's real life. The two things we found out last weekend. You guys are afraid of the camera, and you're afraid of the judgment of others. Am I right? Who cares? Somebody on the other side of the screen needs to hear your story. I'm nothing different. I mean, my sister and I, somebody asked us, as soon as I got here today, somebody said, she's just loud at home. My sister's like, yeah. I mean, why not you? A few years ago, I had surgery 4 years in a row, every year. My health sucks some days, but it's life. And I had a friend send me a shirt. I've been in the hospital for 18 days. And it said, why not you? Why not you? Your dad passed away traumatically. Why not you? Somebody needs to hear your story. I mean, I didn't want to come here last week. I told on myself, I did not want to stand on the stage. I tried to back out of it. I tried to cancel the flights. Jesse's like, oh, we're going. I'm like, I don't want to be there in that room. I'm nervous. Anybody else nervous? I was so nervous to walk through those doors. You guys see me on camera. I can't see you. Zooms even make me nervous. I can talk on live all day long because I can't see your face looking at me like this. But how many of you already are so dang glad you came here? And we've only been here a few hours. Somebody needs to hear your story. Why not you? If you're on TikTok Live right now, we all bought a digital marketing course. I bought 5 before I bought this one. Anybody else? 5 courses. The reason why this is different is because Michelle O'Neill has a vision for you. She's the most selfless person I've ever met. She loves you. If you were here last week, doesn't she make everybody in the room feel like your best friend? Whether you made $5 or nothing, she makes you feel like your best friend. That's a leader. I'll leave it like her. Let's give it up for her. Am I done with this thing?
You can share with them what you've made just this year.
I hit 94,000 this morning while I was getting ready.
Wow.
This year.
This year.
So give them one piece of advice that you know can help them shift this week.
One piece of advice that can help you shift from where you are. Oh gosh, yeah. Let me go put that behind you. I have so many things, but your story needs to be heard. Not the crap on the top that you tell the lady at the grocery store. I'm talking your stuff. The stuff that makes you cry at night. The stuff that keeps you up in the middle of the night. Only the people you know best know about you. That's what people need to hear. Because I guarantee it, somebody else is going through the same problem you're going through, and they're not going to connect with you unless they hear your story. Share it. The only person that's lived your life is who? So why are you telling people about it? Just post the dang video.
All right, so who has, I love you, you're amazing. And what have you made just this last 7 days?
Me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jessie, what did she make? 10 grand.
But who's counting?
So who has a question for one of the 6-figure earners? Ask good questions, you get good answers. All right, Amber.
So, Jess, when you say you want to tell your story and like tell it as like only your best friends know it, so would you say like viewing it live as like a therapy session?
100%.
Like you're just talking to your audience because it's a safe space, so like why
It
not just, but then you're saying something mean about yourself or something, and then someone's on your live saying, yep, you're right, you're awful. Your therapist doesn't say that, so how do you have that safety net?
Block them.
That's a good answer.
I mean, if
All
you
right.
talk smack on a live, you're blocked.
So Amber, when I go live, I say it. You're in my house. You're in my living room. This is my live. I'm going to talk to you the way I want. If you don't like it, leave. That's what I mean. I say it almost every single live. That's your channel. That's your opportunity. That's your story. If they don't like it, see you.
And remember, hurt people hurt people. Healed people help people. And so if somebody lashes at me on my live, I actually hurt for them. Because I'm like, what are they going through in their life that they have to waste their precious time on my live and say something negative? Just like on my live right now, 2 people said, oh, I haven't got a customer yet. Change your story. You'll never get a customer with that story. That's your old story. And as long as you live there, you'll keep on getting that. You got to change that story. The moment I launched my business, I was like, that's it. You have to shift. You have to get rid of that stinking thinking. You have to get rid of that limiting belief because there's no money made there. Your brain is wired to keep you safe. So if somebody is lashing, I want to love on them because I can't even, there's not one part of me that would ever say anything mean to anyone or get on their live. And the fact that somebody is so hurting so bad in their life to do that, I wish I could hug them through the screen. So, yeah.
Hi, you guys. Oh my God. Ah! Ah, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, girl, yeah. What's happening? Okay. I know, right? Oh my God. Ooh, y'all, listen, y'all may be very surprised to know that I am so introverted. It is so crazy. But it's when I get in the zone, y'all may see me walking around the room and I'm in pockets. Right, I'm talking to you guys in pockets because it's safe. It's hey, hi, let's talk. I know, right? No. And it's and that's me. And it's I'm more natural when I'm talking to you and I'm feeling you. And you guys know, and I apologize if you guys were when I was on the live and I went crazy because y'all in there talking, maybe not y'all in the room. But y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm if y'all don't want to be here, get out. Go do something else. It's why are you coming in here and saying this negative stuff? It's don't do it, right? And it's we have to get out of our own. Woo! Guys, and Michelle said it to me today. And it's when I talk from source. A lot of times when I say things, especially on the lives, I don't even go back and watch the Zoom calls because when I'm talking to you, I'm saying you, everybody in the room, when I'm talking to you, I'm speaking from my heart. I'm speaking from within. It's the intuition comes in and I just speak it. And whoever's supposed to receive it, receives it, right? And sometimes I give so much of myself, I forget myself. My God, I said that out loud. I care so much. And I was you gotta get out your own way. Stop overthinking. But the overthinking comes from the care. The overthinking comes from, I don't want to hurt any one of you. And I'm so happy and so grateful and so humbled that so many of you raised your hands yesterday. Y'all don't know what that did for me. And y'all raised your hands Tasha, we came here for you. Thank you. We came here to see you. And I'm so, yesterday, I know you're why is she so quiet? Y'all, oh my God, it's there's so many of them. Oh my God. But I appreciate each and every one of you, and I thank you. And I'm okay, my question, I'm sorry. My question is there's so much to Tasha. I have my own community, and I changed the name, and I'm yes, it's this, and yes, it's that. It's but I'm so much more than just a cyclist. Y'all know I love cycling. Get y'all bikes and let's go. But I'm so much more than that. And it's you know what? I'm Tasha Elliott. Y'all go to my community, look me up on school, it's Tasha Elliott. And it's that simple. So I can just be everything that I am. And so my question is, oh, look at the segue. Ah, So the question is, like, when you're sharing your story, like, how do you know what part of the story to say and to repeat that story? Because I get on live and I be like talking, I'm like, what did I just say? Squirrel brain for real. Like, I'm like, dang it, I need a moderator. What was I at? What was I saying? Did I ask my question? Thank you.
So what was your question?
What part of her story should she share?
All of it. So I think the truth is you know you're going to go live for 45 minutes to an hour most of the time. So for what I would counsel you in that situation, or some of y'all, is before you go live, pick 2 or 3 points that you want to hit throughout the course of that live. Pick a portion of your story. If you can tell your story in an hour, which Tasha, I'm not sure you can tell your story in an hour. You know, but if you can tell that story in an hour, tell the whole story. Every time. So and here's one thing that, and I love your story. Most of you in here already know Jess's story. Almost verbatim. She lives in a what? See what I'm saying? My point is that sometimes when we're doing lives, and Mike was talking about it today in reference to this, Michelle was too, doing lives or doing videos, we're like, I want it to be different than the one I did yesterday. Why? It's a different audience. It's a different group. How many times do you hear something the 5th time before you actually hear it? You know, stop trying to make this amazing content. Quit trying to sell the 37th point in your life. Pick 3, 4, 5 different pieces and kill it every single time. Mindy Judd, many of you know, is the carpool pickup line girl. Literally makes, you know, $4,000 a week sitting in the carpool line to pick up her kids. Every week. But you know what she talks about? The same thing every single time. Jess is like, how many of you have heard my story? Because, why do we all know it? Because she tells the same story every single time. How many of you could repeat Michelle's story? Why? Because she tells the same story every single time. And yet some of you want to go change your story every time. Because you're bored with it. Well, you ain't telling the story for you. Tell the damn story, Tasha. Tell the story. Tell the story. Get good at that story because you tell it so many times. And I wanted to tell you what God told me today about you when you were talking. And that is, you're not using your father's memory to make money. You are using your father's memory to leave a legacy that's got him wrapped all over it. And you know what? He will look down on you right now and say, I am proud of you, my son.
Absolutely.
Don't forget that. You ain't using him. You're using him the right way.
All right. Do you want to answer that, Jessica, or are you good? Okay, I have a question over here then.
Okay, this one is actually for you.
Sweden in the house, by the way.
Yeah, Sweden in the house. Yes, thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here. Absolutely. Dale, I got a question for you. The thing is, I'm a 55-plus grandma from Sweden. I need to know where to find my customers because I tried TikTok. Because if you talk to this lovely lady, it's TikTok, right? If you try that lovely man over there, it's YouTube. And I tried Instagram. And I don't know where to find my peeps. I don't know where they hang out.
Great question.
But before she answers, before you answer that, what do you mean by track? Like how many years?
No, not years. For 4 or 5 months at each platform. So I didn't just give it a week, I promise. I tried it out. And I don't get any response. I don't get any comments. And I'm thinking about, because someone says, well, Instagram is for the younger people. And I was like, okay, make me feel old. But okay, never mind. Yeah.
All right, so for me, so my first question before I would go very far with that is, which platform would you say you had the most influence on? Like, where have you been the longest?
Pretty much equals between Insta and TikTok.
Have you ever been on Facebook?
No, I kind of not like Facebook.
Oh, you don't want to do Facebook because you have friends and family on there.
I don't have any friends. No, I'm just kidding. I do. No, actually, I don't know if it's my beliefs because I found that people are kind of more harsh on Facebook.
I've made $140,000 off Facebook.
Oh, good for you, sir. But
No, but
is
that's
there-
my point is,
Mm,
find your influence.
yeah.
Find your influence. And if you don't have influence in a program, 3 months doesn't give you influence, 4 months doesn't give you influence, 3 years might give you influence, 5 years might give you influence.
Okay.
You know, Mike wants to talk, Mike talks about YouTube.
Yeah.
But Mike was making $1 million a year in YouTube in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and so on.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't start making $1 million on YouTube last week.
No.
So, I mean, it's not that you haven't, I'm not knocking you, please respond. What I'm saying is that in the grand scheme of things, 3 or 4 months on a platform doesn't make you, that doesn't give you anything.
Okay.
But also want to add to that.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know your audience when you came here either.
Right.
So if you didn't know your audience and you're creating content on the social media, the platforms don't know where to push your content because you're all over the place. So I went out there and I literally said the same thing over and over and over again for 90 days straight. Just a different outfit, maybe it was a little different that day, different background, same thing. And then I went live one time on TikTok and this dad was on there and he goes, hey, what about us dads? But 90 days, the exact same thing over and over to where when my customers would buy from me, they could repeat my story to me. So until somebody you can stand in a room and half the room raises their hand and said, I know your story, until then you just haven't built a brand yet.
So it's,
And the worst thing you can do is you gotta either pivot or push.
yeah.
And you're pivoting just because it's not working quickly. But if you would have maintained one with the right message to the right audience,
Yeah.
you would be having success.
But isn't it true that different people are on different platforms?
Okay, you know why I'm successful on TikTok?
Because it's you?
No, because I leaned in on TikTok and I put my blinders onto everything else.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Like, it's whatever platform you focus on.
Yeah.
That's the only one I've given consistent energy to. That's it.
So
It's-
I want to say something too. So
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, right,
you
right.
switch the word though. You're trying to find your customer.
Right.
Yeah.
You use track.
Your customer is trying to find you. But
Yeah.
if there's not enough signal that they can relate to, if they can't hear your message, if they can't hear you, they can't find you. And it
No.
takes a while for that like signal to penetrate.
Yeah.
Which just takes us right into our next topic, so it worked out good. So thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you. Hi, for sharing. I know just at the beginning, you guys are looking at 5 future self-made millionaires, and probably a few this year. Like you can stay up my lap. Thanks, guys, for hanging. See you here next year. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to work on your story. Let me get a drink real quick here.